The Earth's surface is a vast and varied canvas. Mountains pierce the sky, deserts stretch as far as the eye can see, rivers snake through valleys. These features, shaped over millennia by natural forces, are called landforms. They tell a story of creation and change, a testament to the power of nature's artistry. Some are carved by the relentless force of water. Others are molded by the wind's invisible hand. In this exploration, we journey into the heart of three fascinating landform types: alluvial, aeolian, and fluvial. Each is sculpted by distinct erosional and depositional processes, resulting in unique shapes and characteristics. From alluvial fans spreading across desert floors to wind-rippled sand dunes and river valleys etched into the earth, we'll uncover the stories behind their formation. Understanding these landforms is about more than just appreciating their beauty. It's about recognizing their impact on the environment and human life, whether it's the fertile soils of alluvial plains or the challenges of living in windswept deserts. These landforms shape our world in profound ways. So let's delve into the fascinating world of alluvial, aeolian, and fluvial landforms. Let's explore the forces that create them and the impact they have on our planet. Imagine a rushing river, swollen with rainwater. As it flows from mountains to plains, it carries with it a load of sediment, sand, silt, and clay. When the river reaches flatter ground, its energy dissipates. It can no longer carry all the sediment. This is where alluvial landforms come into being. Alluvial landforms are created by the deposition of sediment by rivers. They are typically found in areas where rivers slow down, spread out, and deposit their load. These areas are often flat and low-lying, making them ideal for agriculture due to the fertile soils deposited by rivers. Alluvial landforms are dynamic. Their shapes and sizes constantly change with the ebb and flow of water. One day, a river might deposit a thick layer of silt, enriching the soil. The next, a flood might reshape the landscape, carving new channels and depositing fresh sediment. Understanding alluvial landforms is crucial. They are some of the most fertile and productive areas on Earth. However, they are also vulnerable to flooding and erosion. As we continue to develop these areas, it's essential to understand the forces that shape them. We must learn to live in harmony with the dynamic nature of rivers and their alluvial creations. Picture a river emerging from a steep mountain canyon. It bursts onto a flat plain, its waters fanning out like an open hand. As the river slows, it loses its ability to carry sediment. The heavier particles like gravel and sand are deposited first. Finer materials like silt and clay are carried further out. This process creates a distinctive fan-shaped landform known as an alluvial fan. Alluvial fans are often found in arid and semi-arid regions where rainfall is infrequent but intense. They are essential for life in these harsh environments. The deposited sediments create fertile soils, supporting agriculture and vegetation. Additionally, the fans themselves act as natural aquifers, storing precious water underground. One striking example of alluvial fans is found in Death Valley National Park in California. Here, despite the scorching heat and arid conditions, alluvial fans provide a lifeline for plants and animals. They stand as testaments to the life-giving power of water, even in the most unforgiving landscapes. Imagine a river, its journey nearing its end as it approaches the sea. As the river's current meets the ocean's tides, its flow slows dramatically. The sediment it has carried for miles, from tiny clay particles to larger sand grains, settles at the river's mouth. Over time, this deposition of sediment creates a unique and fertile landform, a delta. Deltas are dynamic environments constantly shaped by the interplay of river and sea. The river continuously deposits sediment, while waves, tides, and currents redistribute it. This constant push and pull create a diverse landscape of channels, islands, and wetlands teeming with life. One of the most famous examples of a delta is the Nile River Delta in Egypt. For centuries, the Nile's annual floods have deposited fertile silt on the delta, making it a breadbasket for the region. The delta's rich soils support agriculture, while its waterways provide transportation and sustenance. Section 5. Shaped by the wind, exploring Aeolian landforms. While water is a powerful sculptor of the Earth's surface, the wind, too, plays a significant role. Aeolian landforms, named after Aeolus, the Greek god of the wind, are created by the erosive and depositional forces of the wind. These landforms are most commonly found in arid and semi-arid regions where vegetation is sparse and the wind blows freely. The wind's ability to shape the land might seem surprising at first. After all, it is invisible and often feels intangible. However, even a gentle breeze can transport dust and sand particles. Stronger winds can carry larger particles, even pebbles, shaping the landscape over time. Aeolian landforms are not only visually stunning, but also ecologically important. They provide habitats for specialized plants and animals adapted to life in these windswept environments. From the towering sand dunes of the Sahara Desert to the fertile loess deposits of China, Aeolian landforms remind us of the wind's power to shape our world. Section 6. Sand dunes, ripples, in the desert sands. Imagine standing amidst a vast desert, the only sound the whisper of wind across the sand. Towering above you are sand dunes, their crests rippling like waves frozen in time. These majestic formations, some reaching hundreds of feet in height, are a testament to the wind's artistry. Sand dunes form when wind transports sand grains across the desert floor. When the wind encounters an obstacle, like a rock or a clump of vegetation, it slows down and deposits some of its sand load. As more sand accumulates, a small mound begins to form. Over time, this mound grows into a dune, its shape and size determined by wind direction and speed. Sand dunes are not static formations. They migrate across the desert floor, driven by the prevailing winds. As sand is eroded from the windward side and deposited on the leeward side, the entire dune slowly shifts position. This constant movement creates a dynamic landscape, ever changing with the whims of the wind. Section 7. Loess deposits, fertile ground from wind-blown dust. While sand dunes are the most iconic Aeolian landforms, the wind's influence extends beyond deserts. In many parts of the world, fine-grained sediment, called loess, is transported by wind over long distances, creating fertile soil deposits. Loess deposits often originate in arid regions where glaciers grind rocks into fine powder or wind erodes desert surfaces. These tiny particles, light enough to be carried by the wind, travel thousands of miles, eventually settling in downwind areas. One of the most significant examples of loess deposits is found in the Loess Plateau of China. Here, thick layers of wind-blown silt originating from the Gobi Desert have created some of the most fertile soils in the world. For centuries, these soils have supported agriculture, making the Loess Plateau a cradle of Chinese civilization. Section 8. Carved by flowing water. Delving into fluvial landforms. Water, in its many forms, is a master sculptor of the Earth's surface. While alluvial landforms are created by the deposition of sediment by rivers, fluvial landforms are carved by the erosive power of flowing water. From the dramatic gorges carved by raging rivers to the meandering channels of lowland streams, fluvial landforms are a testament to the relentless force of water in motion. The process of fluvial erosion is a gradual but persistent one. As water flows over the land, it carries with it sand, pebbles, and even boulders. These abrasive particles act like sandpaper, slowly wearing away at the riverbed and banks. Over time, this erosion can carve deep canyons, create waterfalls, and shape entire landscapes. Fluvial landforms are not only visually stunning, but also ecologically important. They provide habitats for a wide variety of plants and animals, and their rivers and streams are essential sources of water for drinking, irrigation, and transportation. Section 9. River valleys, arteries of life shaped by erosion. Imagine a river, its waters carving a path through the landscape. As it flows, it erodes the land, creating a V-shaped valley. Over time, the valley widens and deepens, its slopes becoming gentler as the river meanders across its floodplain. This process of erosion and deposition creates one of the most common and important fluvial landforms, the river valley. River valleys are often referred to as arteries of life. Their rivers provide water for drinking, irrigation, and transportation. The fertile soils deposited by the river support agriculture, and the valley's slopes provide shelter and resources for a diverse array of plants and animals. One of the most famous examples of a river valley is the Grand Canyon, carved by the Colorado River over millions of years. The canyon's sheer walls, revealing layers of rock that span billions of years, stand as a testament to the power of fluvial erosion. From the fertile floodplains of the Nile River Valley to the dramatic gorges of the Grand Canyon, river valleys are a testament to the enduring impact of water on our planet. They are not only stunning landscapes, but also essential components of the Earth's ecosystems and vital resources for human civilization.